Educational GMAT. Your partner in your GMAT journey.
What is pollination? What is pollination? Remember, we discussed this as part of reading comprehension vocabulary. If you remember, pollination is essentially the process of reproduction in plants. All right. Okay. Undermines the researcher's reasoning. What is the researcher's reasoning? Obviously, this is the researcher's reasoning that presence of dandelions facilitates pollination and hence seed production in the native species by attracting more pollinators to the mixed plots. Difficult argument to comprehend. Tell me which one is native? Very nice, larkspur. And which one is non-native? Dandelions. Good. Okay. Sorry, you're saying Edward is the answer? All right. Okay. Priyanka is saying Edward is the answer. What do you guys think? How confident are you, Priyanka? Very confident. All right. Okay. So essentially, this is how things look like. Notice there were a total of 16 plots containing both the species. What does it mean by both the species? Larkspur and dandelion, both. All right. Now, what was done, guys? All dandelions were removed from 8 plots. From these plots, dandelions were removed. The remaining 8 control plots, so the argument is referring to them as control plots. The remaining 8 control plots were left undisturbed. Undisturbed means both larkspur and dandelion were present. Okay, and what was the finding? The control plots yielded significantly more larkspur seeds. All right. So in other words, larkspur seed production was more in these plots. Larkspur seed production was lesser in these plots. Till now, we are only considering premise, facts, right? On the basis of these facts, what is the argument concluding? Or in fact, what are the researchers concluding? Presence of dandelion facilitates pollination. In other words, what is the argument concluding? That presence of dandelion is the reason why larkspur seed production is more here and lesser here. All right. In other words, the argument is concluding that absence of dandelions in these plots is the reason why larkspur seed production is lesser in these plots. All right. And this is where Priyanka comes into picture. Absolutely correct. She says that, wait, hold on, guys. Notice what's happening is all dandelions were removed from these plots. Dandelions were uprooted. Now, what Edward says is, so obviously when an entire species is being uprooted, there will be soil disturbance. So Edward says soil disturbances can result in fewer blooms and hence lower seed production. So what Edward is saying is that the reason for lower larkspur production in these plots perhaps was not because of absence of dandelions, but because of soil disturbances. So clearly, this is giving us an notice alternate cause for the stated effect. The stated effect obviously is lesser larkspur production. Edward is saying that perhaps it was not because of this, but because of soil disturbances that there was lesser larkspur seed production in these 8 plots.